Okay, this is cool. No one's in front of us here. We lucked out with that guy. Got to be careful of the squigglies, but that's no problem for us. Granted, I'm stunting out a street bob and taking a few spills on it. My buddy's got my padded riding jacket, so I got to get that back from him, so you know, that doesn't keep happening, because I'm getting beat up, man. I'm in my 30s. I feel young, but I definitely feel things a little bit harder than when I used to. You know, for this being a big bike, it really does handle very well. I can take turns probably faster on this thing than I can my bob, truthfully, because it is very solid. Very straight, smooth running bike. Going right over these bumps, no problem. Just get a little squiggly there. It's alright though. Sounds amazing. Woo. Right over that bump. No speed wobbles, nothing like that. Now, I have done a few burnouts on this thing. So the tire is getting a little inconsistent in terms of really is a fun road. Dual disc brakes coming up at 60, 70 here. No problem. Honestly, effortless. Looks like someone did a little donut there. And let's see what it's got. Right now we're heading to Dickey's Barbecue. I'm going to recenter that because it's been a while since I've been to Dickey's Barbecue, and I wanted kind of some nice roads to ride on. It's kind of what this thing is made for. Go hit some country roads, get on maybe the freeway here and there, maybe listen to a little music. You got your GPS set up here, so you can plan out a route, send it to your phone, plug it in through your USB cord, and for me it's Android Auto. Some of you, it might be Apple CarPlay. It'll run the same exact software as if you were in your vehicle. Most of the vehicles now having that Apple CarPlay or Android Auto set up. So it's really nice, really handy. I did try to use the actual Harley-Davidson's navigation that's originally embedded in the infotainment center software. The only thing that really bothers me about using that navigation is as it's running through the navigation, you can silence the voice. Even though the navigational narrator will be silenced or muted, it'll still cut out as if it were speaking and cut your music out. So I found that to be really annoying. Now I always use the USB plug-in. A little word of advice: if you are running the same setup I got, or if you're running Android or you want to plug it in, I definitely would recommend getting a phone mount. I did try running it while it was in the actual fairing cubby here, and I was getting a lot of signal issues. It would kind of interfere out, and then I'd lose my signal to the infotainment center, and it was a big headache. So definitely get a RAM mount or some sort of mount that kind of cushions a lot of the vibration, and you won't run into any issues. So as you guys can see from the title, I am selling the Road Glide, and I guess if you're watching this video, you're probably curious as to why. I really wanted to put this video out there for you guys that are maybe considering taking the leap for the big bike, getting either one of the glides, especially the specials or the CVOs, where you know you spend a pretty significant amount more on these bikes versus just the standards. Just think this would be a really beneficial video for some of you guys that are looking to spend or may possibly spend the extra dollar for the specials or the CVOs, and to see if it's worth it. I'm kind of going to go through my list here and try to spell it out in a way that makes sense, and honestly just keep it really simple for you guys. So I'm just going to jump right into it. We're going to talk about the good. I think the biggest reason why you'd want to go with the special or the CVO, which the CVO was running the 117 at the time that I bought this. Special has the 114. I think now, being 2023, the 2024 models are going to be running the 117 for the specials and I think the 121 for the CVOs. I could be off on that, but I do think that they increased both of them. So the engine, this is the 2021 Rogue Glide Special in the Vivid Black. It's got the 114 cubic inch motor on it, and I will say this, I don't know if you guys can see the throttle position I was in for that. The torque is definitely there. What I'd say the most beneficial part about that big 114 is, you know, if you have a passenger on the back, it can kind of hold its power. You do lose some of it, obviously, with the additional weight. That's just natural laws of physics. We're going to go around you. But the power is definitely there. I don't think it's worth the extra money with the 114. I'm just as happy on my 88. The 114 is nice, but I don't find it to be a night and day difference from other motors. You still get on it, you still have, you know, you still hit the throttle and accelerate. It's not a big wow factor. I think where you really start to get a wow factor is when you start modding these engines, going to a stage 2. I mean, definitely going to stage 2 with the cam. I mean, some guys are going to stage 3 and stage 4. That's where I think you start to see the benefits of the big 114. So if you're going into this bike willing to drop a lot more money into the motor, then it's definitely the right move. If you're going into it just to have a stock 114, that shouldn't be your reason for going with the Rogue Glide Special. Let's talk about the reason why I bought the Rogue Glide Special. I wanted the Vivid Black. I wanted it murdered out. All black pipes, black motor, black, you know, cam covers, black primary cover. Everything's black on this thing, which that's what I wanted. I wanted it murdered out. You could go with the standard and you could do it all yourself, take it to a powder coat shop, take the parts out, you know, do all that yourself. But for me, I was like, I just want it done. I want it ready to go. I don't want to worry about all that. Is it worth the extra money? Well, for me, it was. So that's something that you guys need to take into consideration when going into buying these specials or the CVOs at the special paint jobs. You know, you could, in this year it was the Billiard Red. I think it was a two-tone with the black. Then you could get the Snake Venom Green, which I really love that. And then there was also a Billiard Blue, I believe. Very distinguished color. So it was very, very cool to buy right off the showroom floor and not have to worry about getting a paint job. Now, you're kind of stuck with those colors, so it's not necessarily a custom because you're probably going to find another bike out there that has the exact same paint job as you. But for me, I wanted it all blacked out. I wanted it murdered out, so it was worth going with the special. And then the 114 engine was kind of just a bonus. All right. See, that right there. That little moment right there on that freeway, about 30-45 minute cruise on the freeway, that is what makes a glide a glide, ladies and gentlemen. I don't care what you say about them. That is what these things do best. It is just so enjoyable to get this thing in 6th gear and cruise right around that 80. I mean, 90 is okay, but 80 is like the sweet spot on these things. The motor just runs perfect. You're at a great RPM range. and the power is still there. I mean, at 80 miles an hour, if I crank it just a little bit, just bring that throttle position up just a little bit, it just responds. It responds really well, and accelerates really well. It's just what this bike is meant to do. I'm gonna say it for the 5 millionth time. These bikes are meant to get on the freeway and just fly down the road and just glide, baby. That's what you're doing. You're gliding on the road glide or the street glide. And really, it is remarkable. It is a great feeling. It's really what I'm gonna miss the most about this bike. I mean, obviously I can go cruise my street bob on the freeway, but it's not the same experience. You get way less wind resistance on this thing, and it's just, I don't know, the seating position, the floorboards, everything about it. Now, I rolled my bars forward a little bit, so I do got a little bit of an ape style feel, but I got longer arms. I mean, I'm 6'1", 6'2" on a good day, so it's right where I want to be. My dad just rode it yesterday, and he said he didn't really like it, so I think it's to each his own in the bar setup. But you guys, so I'm just gonna close with this, and we're gonna end this ride. Is the bike worth $38,000 all said and done with the stage 1 and the few accessories that I got? I'm gonna say it depends on how much money you make. Can you afford $600 to $700 a month without it really hitting your bank account, without stressing it? Is it easy to have that kind of expense monthly? Then I'm going to say the Special, the Road Glide, I mean, even a CVO, that'd be a little more expensive. I'm going to say 100% it's worth it. I've loved every minute of owning this bike. It really is a wonderful performing machine. And I never get off this thing like, man, that was stupid, not worth it at all, I shouldn't buy this thing. Now, why am I selling it? Well, I got a baby on the way, so the wife and I, we really aren't going to be taking long trips, going for long rides, and using this bike like we're supposed to. So it doesn't make sense for me to keep it. Not only that, but getting into stunting Harley Davidsons, so I'm turning my street bob into a stunt bike. My time into that, time and money. I mean, a lot goes into building those bikes, the way for them to handle that kind of beating. So I've been putting a lot of time and effort into that bike, out of which I will be having videos come up soon. I have one or two. Go ahead and check those out if you guys are interested. Be having more of that, kind of showing my progress. As of right now, I'm kind of just getting the basics down, learning the ropes, because filming can be a distraction. So just really trying to focus on getting my tricks down and learning, and not killing myself in the process. I'm going down a rabbit hole. Pregnant wife, building a stunt bike, and also we're looking into getting into some investment properties. So I really just, for me, it comes down to allocating our money elsewhere and getting into a better position financially, meaning getting into some investment properties and all that jazz that you guys obviously don't care about. So that is the reason why I'm selling the Road Glide. And I would say in the future, am I going to buy another one? Abso-freaking-lutely. Definitely going to buy another Road Glide in the future. Will it be a brand new one at MSRP? Probably not, because at that stage I'll probably want to turn it into a stunt bike. So I'd go with an older model that I can, play around with and not have to worry about beating up. On that note, you guys, I'm gonna end this with if you got the money, the Road Glide Special is definitely worth it. If times are tight and it would be kind of a tight expense for you, just go with the standard. You don't need the Special. You can get a cool standard out there and make it your own, and I guarantee you the motor jump isn't going to make a big difference for you. You're still going to get out there and you're still going to smile and you're going to have fun. And you can always put a cam in any of these M8s, which I recommend doing anyway, and turn it into a fast bike. Thanks for watching. If you guys like this video, go ahead and give a thumbs up. Comment down below if you got any questions. I appreciate you all watching. Get on your bike and go for a ride. See ya.